If you're going into your life, into your conversations, into your meetings, into your work, believing that you're not worthy, that you're not capable, that you don't deserve it, you're going to notice things that reinforce that, and it's only going to make you feel worse. So we know that about self-image. So the first question to ask ourselves is, what are these invisible scars that we are carrying throughout our lives? How can we become more aware of them? So then my next question is, great. So that's the power of self-image, and self-image drives our self-doubt. But how do you measure self-image? If I were to ask you, Jay, what do you think your self-image is? You might share something, and then I'd ask someone else, what do you think your self-image is? And they might share something else. We need to determine if something is measurable so we can determine what it is. And when we look at over 50 years worth of research, this is when we find that, yes, there's a lot of information out there, but it really comes down to just 4 dimensions of how we see ourselves. And when these 4 things come together, that shapes our self-image. It shapes how we interact with the world. Not only that, these 4 things that actually have their base in our personality, they have been shown through meta-analyses of over 100 studies to predict our success, our job performance, our career satisfaction, how happy we are in our life and our relationships. And it all comes down to these 4 things. And I could not believe it when I came across it. So let me tell you what these 4 things are, because essentially these 4 things drive our self-image, which then drives our self-doubt when they're weak. So the very, very first one, the first driver of your self-doubt, which shapes your self-image, is what we call acceptance, self-acceptance. It relates to this personality trait of self-esteem. So how you see yourself in terms of your value and your worth. Now, if you don't accept yourself, it shows up in 4 painfully familiar habits. The first one is what we call the pressure to prove. You feel like you constantly have to prove yourself through your work, through your performance. You have to prove that you are of value to other people, so you seek their validation and their praise. And when you don't get it, it becomes this automatic switch, and you need to win it back. That's the first. The second one is what we call the shrinking syndrome. So this is where someone might be afraid of success because they don't accept who they are, and therefore they're afraid of what will happen if something amazing happens to them, because deep down they don't feel like they deserve it. So then they try and sabotage before they get there. The third is what we call the Schadenfreude cycle. And the Schadenfreude cycle, you may have heard of it, it's a German term. It's that moment when you see someone else fail and you suddenly feel really good about yourself. You feel a little bit better about yourself. You enjoy other people's failures. This is a sign that you do not accept yourself.
Wow.